Hey guys, so it's July now, isn't it? And it seems like things are moving very fast this year, and indeed they are. We have had quite a time in the last couple of months. The whole of June felt very intense, and especially around the solstice, it felt there was quite a big influx of energies. I felt personally since the solstice, there's been more ability to access a greater bandwidth of frequency, and also new information has been coming through, and connecting with different soul timelines for myself. This has also been, I've also noticed that in other folks as well, especially around light language. As you know, I work with light language as a way of activating the energy body and also clearing the energy body. And I've noticed since, especially since the solstice, so it's only been about 2 weeks, there's been quite a lot of people have another a wave of awakening within themselves, or people that haven't been on the spiritual path or ascension journey are coming into more remembrance and more knowing about themselves. So it's quite an exciting time, I feel. And if you do feel that you would like support, if you are opening up your spiritual energy and your light language gifts, it's important to ground and to monitor how much you access the light language, so that you don't fry your nervous system. I remember when I first started working with it, it was like a very exciting new toy, and it was very opening and expanding some of my energy, body and chakra system. But it also made me feel like I was on speed some of the time, yeah? So very high energy. So you've got to, as these energies come in and want to come in through you so that they can be earthed and grounded into the new earth grids, you're going to want to manage that in the physical. So I feel that part of what July is about, we'll get on to, hey Craig, we'll get to the eclipses in a moment, but I feel like on a broader band level, what July is particularly about is again taking a dive into the subconscious aspects of self, the shadow aspects, and actually taking space to explore and to deepen into our inner world and reality, so that we can actually bring in more physical embodiment. We do not want to, as spiritual folks, I guess, forget the body, forget the physical, because it's really important right now that we integrate the two. The higher chakras, often in spiritual people, very open, but we're wanting to work with the lower chakras from the solar plexus to the base chakra to actually integrate the higher energies into the physical body, so that we can feel more grounded, more safe, and more secure on the earth, and so that we can bring through and manifest what we're wanting to manifest in our realities. Because if we're up here and not grounded, we can't actually bring into the physical what we want to. We can't bring into the physical our work and get it get it out there, really. So if that's you, you might want to connect with me to support your lower chakras and some soul work guidance. We can do that privately, one-to-one, Skype, whatever, face-to-face if you're in Sydney. But back to the July forecast. It feels very expansive, yeah? It feels very expansive in that the energies of the eclipses are going to open portals of light to allow us to deepen yet again into ourselves. And yes, clear a lot of past life stuff, clear a lot of old energies and traumas. I feel like particularly around the Atlantean time is coming up again, so power stuff, that kind of thing. I will post in the next few days a solar eclipse transmission that I recorded last year that will help support you as you move through to the solar eclipse on the 13th of July. In Sydney, I'll be actually doing a workshop. If you want to tune in, you're welcome to. If you're here, come. And so the solar eclipse itself, yeah? So it's in Capricorn and it's in Pluto. So it's about big change, quick change, sudden change, radical change. So be open, if you are aligning with this energy, to take yourself to the next level. I said a few days in one of the posts I wrote that it's a firecracker of a month. It does feel like there's a lot more intense energies coming through, so that they burn off the old, the fire energy. I feel like for the solar eclipse in particular, I got information today that it's really about the Christ consciousness. We're wanting to now embody more of the Christ light into our DNA matrix, so that we can actually shift the Earth grids quicker into the new Earth 5D dimensional space. So if you are aligned with the Christ consciousness, and if that's something that really resonates for you, this is a very powerful time. This is a very powerful time because it allows you to access more of your soul wisdom and soul energy. It's like bringing back into the heart space and filling up the heart. We're filling up the heart with this Christed light that's going to come in particularly around the solar eclipse. So if you in Sydney, come to the event that I'm running. If you're not, just go into ritual by yourself or with a group of folks around you, and actually support each other, bringing some of these frequencies through your conduit, through your channel. We'll be working in the event with the solar light codes for the spine and for the 10th chakra, and more information will come through as it gets closer. But it's a very heightened time, so please think about accessing some of that energy and sitting in meditation for yourself. In Sydney, the height of the solar eclipse is around quarter to 12 in the afternoon. So around midday on the Friday, the 13th of July. So if you're sitting in circle, please try and meditate at that moment. As more of us start working with these celestial alignments, these eclipses, they're going to get more powerful for the Earth, and we're going to be transmitting the energies through to the Earth. This is a very important time, as so much is shifting, that we need to support the Earth to advance in this way. So it's not just about our own personal ascension and evolution. This is also planetary work to, I guess, if you will, pump up the servers, Pump up the servers with light so that they can actually feed this energy through and shift the consciousness of the planet, which is already, of course, happening, So change, big change, sudden change. But also, what also has been coming through is that to change our aspect or our perception around change and around these alignments, because so many people, we're going on this journey of clearing and, one alignment after another, boom, 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 boom. It's exhausting. People are tired. People are sick, And it also feels that we've got to remember to actually interpret these moments as something to enjoy, something to embrace, something to support our advancement. Not to get too bogged down in the clearing, but actually to recognize that the clearing is part of a lightening up, an energetic frequency shift that is going to bring more joy and peace to ourselves and others. So please try and shift your perception around what you're feeling, because it's undoubtedly this month there'll be shadow emotions come up, whether it be sadness, whether it be grief, sadness, anger, rage, all of this stuff can be par for the course in eclipse season, chaos, So earth shifts, earthquakes, volcanoes, that kind of business. So really, I guess, staying grounded, practicing that, and reaching out if you need support and community. And also actively working with the alignments to support your process, and keeping track of what's going on this month. We've got the solar eclipse at the beginning of the month and the lunar at the end. So I'll talk more about the lunar eclipse when it gets closer. But all in all, I feel just to really, I guess, to be hold in the back of your mind that these energies are coming through this month, that it's going to be a powerful month. People have been saying it's probably the most energetically potent month of the year, which is really going to set up a chain of clearing and shifting the consciousness up towards the end of the year, to the winter solstice, summer solstice in December, wherever you are, southern hemisphere or the northern hemisphere. Yeah. So just really keeping in your centers now, and watching, and really try and be the observer and the witness of what comes up. Because if you can imagine that if this stirring is happening, for folks that aren't so conscious of the process, it can be quite triggering. So there may be people around you acting up, acting out. So just to be aware and a little bit generous, I guess, with how you react to them, or you could get into a game of ping pong. So really just I guess just having a bit of compassion for yourselves and others in the next month, as we're all deepening into very core stuff, very core wounds of the past, whether it be past lives or whether it be our own childhood, stuff coming up to be released. And it's all the same really, whether it's past life, whether it's childhood. Once you clear one, you clear all. So if you would like any support one-on-one wise, just give me a shout out on Messenger and we can arrange that. I'd just like to finish this session a little bit with some light language. This is just to support the Earth Star, so that the Earth Star sits 6 inches below the feet, 6 inches below the feet. And it's very important to be grounded, at this time. So in the morning, it's a good practice to get into the Earth Star, to connect to the Earth, 6 inches below your feet, and support that connection. Because by being fully present, we don't get as knocked around by the potential intensity that's coming up. So what you want to do now is place your mind into the area, the Earth Star area, which is 6 inches below your feet. We're going to imagine that we're locating our mind, our energy in that center right now. So put yourself there in your mind's eye. And already you see a direction of energy moving down your legs, through the pelvis, into the earth. You start, wherever you place your attention, energy and presence follows. So we're building awareness in the lower part of our body, which is going to provide a lot of comfort for us in these stirring times. So as you place your awareness and your energy into your Earth Star, we're going to connect with the elemental energy, the elemental energy. Particularly the tree energy, trees, So trees have a very fine way of interconnecting with each other, It's almost like they know each other's energy and they all relate to each other. So this is an energy of interconnectedness from the essence of the tree nature, So we want to bring that into this Earth Star chakra tonight, so that we can feel that interconnectedness that we have with each other and the earth. So that in this time, when potentially old places can come up and we feel alone or abandoned, or life is just not good at all, we can come back to our Earth Stars and feel the connection with the earth, the Great Mother. And it will support us, So just listen to this light language, Shole bondo da resha bandar gondri bashka da de bandan ko do de kora shele ko dan ba da resha bad de bandono yalaka o shudo do bondo da ren shonanaka yesh bondo de badar kyo de badar ka da to tiki kishko no sholo ko do do shiboto de bandar ngana ka da shele de no ko do ka da kishke do no ko do Take a couple of breaths, yeah. Take a couple of breaths. Just let that energy wash over you and integrate, yeah. So, I guess just to say that in this month we are being called to speak our truth more than ever before, to actually be not afraid of being authentic, to step up, to notice the fear and do it anyway, yeah? And to just to honor our process, yeah? This is a time of change, so just move with it and flow with it and trust your own process. Everybody's different, everyone's in their own way processing it. So just be really onto yourself and try not to compare yourself with others. You know, some people will be going into high action, some people will be needing to go inward. It is really your own process, so trust that. So I think that's about all, all I really want to say tonight. But please, if you are in Sydney, come along to the Solar Eclipse group activation. I'll be running 7 to 9 in Crow's Nest on the 13th of July. I'll probably be running a couple of workshops later in the month. I'll keep you updated with those if you check out on Facebook, yeah. And it's always a pleasure to connect with you, and take care. Shout out if you've got anything going on in the comments, your experiences of today's transmission, if it relates to you, if it doesn't, all good. And I'll catch up with you soon. Many blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.